Mark. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
All right, Mark, before we get to the World Series, do you have any read yet on whether the Yankees are going to try and tiptoe the 189 or are going to go on this wild spending spree that some have forecast for them? Where do you think you have any idea yet where they're headed?
You know, Mike, it's funny. People have talked about this wild spending spree, this $300 million spending spree. $300 million wouldn't be a spending spree for them because 180 or 200 of it would go to Robinson Cano. So it's not like they're going to go out and do what they did after the 2008 season with CeCe and Burnett and Teixeira and all that. I think they're going to try to do both, honestly. I think they're going to try to figure out a way. They've got about $90 or $100 million coming off the payroll. They're going to try to figure out a way to bring back Cano, bring in this kid Tanaka. Obviously, half of that money wouldn't go against the cap.
Right, the posting money. But where are they going to get the other pitches from, Mark?
Well, that's a good question. I think that for them to be successful next year, because here's the thing: there's not even free pitchers on the free agent market for them to go get. Unless you follow Jimenez and Matt Garza get you excited about next season, they're going to have to hope that CeCe bounces back to be somewhat near what he was.
Right.
Nova continues doing what he did, and Tanaka is as good as they think he's going to be, assuming they get him. And there's your 1, 2, 3.
And you hope that Pineda is a 4, and then try to sign one of these guys to give you 200 innings, give you like Nolasco or somebody like that, or Garza. Garza would probably cost a lot of money.
That's the thing. Garza and guys like that, in a weak year of pitching free agency, they're going to break the bank. I mean, think about what we've seen in years past where, Carl Pavano was the best free agent pitcher out there, and he got more money than anybody else. Was he worth it? We never knew because he was hurt. But, A.J. Burnett got $82 million because beyond CeCe, he was the next best guy. Guys like Garza, Ubaldo Jimenez had a big second half this year. He's going to get a lot of money, too. So, to sign pitchers off the free agent market, it's going to cost you, and I'm not sure that's where the Yankees are going to want to spend their money, so they're going to try to figure out something else like they've done a few years back with the Freddie Garcias and Bartolo Colons, bring in a few of those guys. Maybe David Belt steps up. Maybe they hope for Pineda, and they're going to try to piece the bottom of the rotation together. But I think getting Tanaka, getting Cano re-signed, and then obviously filling catcher and or both right field, because I don't think Vernon Wells and Ichiro are going to be a suitable platoon for the whole season. I think those are the areas they're really going to have to try to fill, and they're going to try to do it while staying under 189. But if they can't, I don't think that's going to be an issue that gets in their way.
Put a number and the years on Cano. What would be your ballpark that they'll wind up settling on?
I'm thinking 7 years, around 26, 27 a year. So, about 180, 185. I think they'll have to settle on a higher annual value of the contract in order to get him down from 10 years. And, one of the other things is who else is out there bidding? The Yankees probably, you have to assume, have learned a lesson from the A-Rod situation of 5 years ago. In that, if there's nobody else bidding for Robbie Cano, you don't have to give him 10 years. So if another team's out there offering him 10, then you got a problem. But with the Dodgers seemingly out of this thing now that they've signed the kid Guerrero from Cuba, I don't know there's another team out there that's going to give him even 7 for 175. So as long as the Yankees are patient, I think they'd be able to, get him down to 7 years. They'll have to pay him a high annual value because that's what he's looking for. But I think a 7-year deal takes him to 38. I think that makes the most sense for everybody.
Talking with Mark Feinsand, Daily News, covers the Yankees, covering the World Series as it shifts to St. Louis. There were the Cardinals watching Big Papi run around the bases, and they knew they had exactly that much time left to win a ball game. Their season and their World Series rested in the balance, and thanks to some bad defense, they got it done. That was a very important couple innings for the Cardinals.
Team, and you're talking about two pretty fundamentally sound teams that haven't made these types of mistakes all season long. And the Cardinals booted the ball all around in Game 1. The Red Sox had a couple of bad plays there in the 7th inning, which cost them in Game 2. The Cardinals bounced back and played a good game yesterday. The Red Sox now have to do the same thing. It was the first time their bullpen's shown any cracks this postseason. The Cardinals bullpen was pretty darn impressive.
Yep.
These two teams are kind of mirror images of each other, and I think, now that it's 1-1 back here in St. Louis, we're set up for a nice long series.
We are, and, the Red Sox learned, which I think they probably knew, and that was they were not going to bully the Cardinal bullpen the way they did the Tiger bullpen.
No, absolutely not. The Cardinals have, the Tigers were looking for bullpen guys all year, and they like some of their setup guys, Albuquerque and Koch and, guys like that. Benoit was always sort of a makeshift closer. He did well at times, but remember, that's the team that brought Valverde back during the season, hoping to, get something out of him. So the Tigers never had the bullpen. You look at these two kids at the back end of the Cardinal bullpen with Carlos Martinez and Trevor Rosenthal. This is like you're looking at like K-Rod 2002 kind of an impact, or David Price in '08 for the Rays. Young guys who just aren't afraid to go up there and they say, here you go, here's 100 mile an hour, hit it.
Yeah, and I think the Cardinals better realize right away, and they got the guys to do it. Make Big Papi hit fastballs. Do not throw anything but fastballs to him, because you're giving him a big advantage if you let him hit anything but a fastball. You got to throw him heavy heat, make him turn on a real good fastball.
I agree, especially this time of year where that guy just goes up there looking to swing and looking to swing hard. You try to catch him off guard. He's got enough plate discipline and enough presence up there to, sit back that extra second and hit that changeup the other way last night. There wasn't a person in Fenway Park that didn't think the Red Sox had just won that game. The way their bullpen is pitched all postseason, Breslow obviously had a little hiccup last night, especially with the bad throw to third base, but he's been outstanding all postseason. And then you look at, Tozawa and Uehara, save for the one tie-game home run that Uehara gave up, he's been, pretty much the best relief pitcher in baseball for the last 4 months. So, it's a really interesting matchup. They've each had a little hiccup here, but now they're in St. Louis, and the Cardinals play really well here. I think the biggest key for the Red Sox here is that they lose either Ortiz or Napoli in every game for the next 3 games. That's a big bat to take out of your lineup.